Well, this is going to be a unique video. Hi guys, Liam Caddison here. It's been a few weeks since I made an alarming discovery regarding episode 2 of season 6 for Lucifer. Well, my reaction to it. Because you're probably expecting that, but you're half getting it. So let me explain everything, because I made a note in the community thing. I think I made a note in the comment section to episode 1 as well for season 6. But let me explain everything. So there I was, pressing record, doing my usual business when it comes to recording a reaction, react, do afterthoughts, etc., etc. Went to prep it for Patreon, noticed a bit of a problem. I say bit, a significant problem that angered me. And I could only apologise to those on Patreon who probably expected the full reaction. But unless everyone on my Patreon could read lips, then yeah, it would be a bit of a pointless thing, wouldn't it? Not just those the people on Patreon, but also the entire Cata crew, because yeah, this is the, I guess, alternative that I have to do for episode 2 of season 6 for Lucifer. So yeah, but I noticed a bit of a problem. Audio was not there from me. So yeah, I was annoyed, I was angry, I was upset, because I was thinking, well, what do I do? Because I don't want to jump from episode 1 to episode 3 in terms of uploading, in terms of YouTube and whatnot. So I was thinking about ideas about what I could do in terms of replacing, I guess, the reaction for episode 2 of season 6. And I thought of a good, I hope it's a good compromise given the circumstances. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm still going to show the footage of my reaction, because I don't want that file to go to waste. So I've, cut it down to 10 minutes. But what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to basically narrate what I said or what I thought during that reaction at the time. So yes, and then after the reaction video, I guess, or after the recap of the reaction video, reaction recap, that's what it'll be called. I'll give my thoughts regarding what I would usually say, I guess, after the episode, of course. Though there is, of course, a bit more knowledge as of right now, because I'm currently on episode number 8 of season 6, so I've got 2 episodes left to go. But it will basically be what I was theorizing at the time and whatnot. So I'll try to take my mind back into the past and whatnot as best as I can. So I'll basically be recapping what I loved about that episode and what I thought regarding everything and whatnot. So yeah, but like I said, I do apologize to everyone. Everything else is okay in terms of files and whatnot, so no other video was affected in terms of the loss of my voice, apparently. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit of an annoyance because, you don't want this to happen. Technical issues can happen from time to time, but it's still something annoying. Even if you can't help it, it's still an annoyance, and lo and behold, so... yeah, so basically, let's get into the reaction recap, I guess, of episode 2 of season 6 of Lucifer. Let's go. Dexter smashing lemons, awesome stuff. So yeah, obviously I'm over the moon because my favorite chip of the show, getting at it. Happy days.
Your door is an elevator.
Love that. Love that moment. Your door is an elevator.
How's it hanging, big guy? Ooh.
And then, speaking of that... so yeah, this was a fun sequence, and this was great as well, because it's, of course, a callback to the very first episode. The first episode where he says your return to hell has been requested.
Is the universe collapsing or frogs falling from the sky?
No, not that we know of.
I just love as well how Chloe was
angels would know first.
putting a Menadel down, like, leave us be, please. So that was awesome.
That's definitely
And of course, we've got our typical
saying
Lucifer twisting Linda's advice stick, which was,
that I don't care about.
yeah.
If I prove I can do that, then I'll prove I can be God.
Yeah, well, I suppose you've had worse ideas.
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Which is true. He's come up with worse ideas.
You really do have a very special way of helping me. Amazing.
Oh, typical. And then there's, of course, these two, which is the focus of this episode. And my heart bled at this moment because, of course, as Lucifer would later dub it, PTSD. Which, yeah, I wouldn't have suspected anything was up with Carol in this
Out of my way, Miss Lopez.
episode.
I care about you. But you... I don't care about you at all. And
I just felt so bad for
I'm
Carol.
going to help you. Come on.
Yeah.
There must be something in there.
And there's this moment, I thought Carol was immune to Lucifer's charm,
I want
but
someone I can spend the rest of my life with. Someone who loves me for who I am. Somebody I can wake up next to in the morning and just.
I felt so much for Carol at this point because
See, you
I
are
related so much to him.
No,
Like,
you are in luck, my friend. Because
yeah.
Stalk him on Facebook or see if he's on Instagram.
No, I'm thinking more along
This
the lines
was a bit
of
dodgy,
the,
wasn't it? Please.
linked personnel files.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I just...
Lordy.
Maybe I just overreacted.
No. It's good. It's good to do a little recon.
I just felt this was a bit risky, like, especially with Chloe just risking something, and then, yeah.
Lucifer, please get out of there.
I'm here for you. So, as you wish.
I love the voice of God thing as well. Literally.
Lucifer, that was not an invitation for you to come in here.
Oh boy.
Let me ask you something, though. Why are all detectives called dicks?
This guy I was really suspicious of, and of course we know what happened later in the episode, but he was giving me a bit of a suspicious vibe, so yeah. And I love this moment. Carol was just, yeah, I was just thinking he's losing it, Lucifer being there, but yeah. Just loved these two so much in terms of, like, this piece, and another excuse of Tom Ellis singing, of course. But it was so good. I loved how catchy it was. So good. It was really so good. Carol was just probably losing the will to live, as I said, but still. Pretty solid piece. Loved it. And I really loved this. I really loved this piece.
Even though the paint can give me strength, it still has to come from within. I think I was holding part of myself back because I was afraid that, well, that if I put too much effort into being, it sounds stupid, a pretty queen, that people would laugh at me.
It was a pretty powerful bit,
Not
this.
in a good way.
So,
But until I can look within and own that, I will never be
Who you're truly meant to be.
it was wise words and very heartfelt, and I really loved
I
that
truly
moment.
want to find the killer.
So,
good luck on that one. As
Yeah.
I said, Fiona's list of enemies was as long as my luxurious wig.
But I have good news for you. I happen to know Miss Lopez very well.
Yeah,
which means
I
I'm
just
ideally
worried where this
qualified
is
to help you
going.
Transform into the kind of man she would be interested in. Let me be your Fiona.
Great. Wait, no.
oh man. Now this bit, I was very complexed about what this whole shtick was about with Rory, as we would later find out her name.
Seriously? You are really not supposed to be here.
And then, boom! Surprise alert! And then another surprise alert, we had a wild Michael in hell!
Oh.
Which I was very, yeah.
Lucifer and shot him like that stupid human did. That guy.
Wasn't happy with this bit because she was going to done, and I'm like, Nope. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's been through enough.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's not really me, but I mean, it is me. I mean, it's me.
What a train wreck.
No. Okay. But you know what? Okay. This was a huge mistake.
Okay, you know what? That
The awkward vibes were through the roof, and it's just so painful for Ella as well.
If
So
he can lie about being a bad boy, then maybe he is lying about liking kung fu movies, and next thing you know, he's got a secret room full of murder flowers.
yeah, I just felt so bad for Ella as well because
I see.
as
You're suffering from peaked TSD.
there we are. Because she's just worried that she's gonna go back down Deja Vu Avenue, so
Nothing scary.
Well, speak for yourself. Personally, I am terrified at the amount of car keys he owns. Goodness me.
I love that.
There's still that missing year.
No offense, Decker, but I'd snap
Now
you
this
like a
was
twig.
really yeah. I was living for this, but I was really surprised with this bit. Like,
What the hell was that?
Chloe was bringing it.
I said, I want to spar, bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
So good. And then, yeah, I was just surprised because this is like, aside from Chloe, that is very, very irregular. She was ready. Like, after a chair whacked her, she was like, let's go. I'm not even in my final form.
People lock things up all the time. Well, it is a fairly good bottle of scotch, but this seems like overkill.
One day
Like I said, I
at a
didn't
time.
suspect anything nefarious was with Carol, but that was a real...
Carol's a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic news. I mean, well, no murder flowers, right?
We shouldn't be here.
Brian, be a better busty. They weren't having an affair.
Yes, they were. It's happened to me before with my ex.
Yeah, I thought, like, I wasn't sure about the implication if he just assumed and worried, like, Ella worried that Carol was nefarious, but yeah, loved this. So good.
Done, Miss
So
Marcus.
good.
And
But yeah.
Chloe, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be?
Yeah, Liam was
Well,
suspicious.
like I have a wedding to plan, so I'm gonna pass on tomorrow.
Especially how Maze is willing to opt out. She's like, this is a really unorthodox side from
No,
Chloe.
and since, like, I don't know, I've just been struggling to figure out who I am again, and being around you, it's just easy.
I just really love Carol's.
I'm just the best version of myself again.
Yeah. And I'm happy for these two as well, but like,
Well, I get it. I mean,
yeah, he
figuring
just
out
feels so
who you
comfortable
really
and it's
are is
heartfelt.
quite the journey.
About me ever again. That you'll just ask.
Deal.
Great.
They can find that like comfort in each other and it's really nice.
Yeah.
Love it. You can hear him, you can see me say oh. But yeah, and now you can see Lucifer just being so happy. He's so happy. But I feel like there's a part of that
That's what got me into hell
he's
in the
happy
first
for Ella
place.
especially.
Suit yourself. But just so you know, Lucifer's not the only one who likes to make deals.
Here comes Liam's theorizing mind
Something you might be
springing.
interested in.
What could you possibly do for me?
I can get you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. It's not possible.
I was
Except
hoping
it
for
is.
Dan not
No
to
clue.
fall for her
But he did.
thing.
Anyway, if you're not interested,
Dan, don't. There you go. You can see just the disappointment at that time. Nani. And yeah, the toad that was mentioned from Chloe. Yep, from the sky, Liam. Yep. It was just a singular toad, though. I remember saying it's just a singular one. It's not a it's not raining toads, it's just a singular one, plural. So that's important. So hopefully that was a sufficient make-do scenario in terms of the missing audio. Touch wood, second time I've done that today. But touch wood that nothing like this happens again. It's just a best of a bad situation, I would hopefully say. So hopefully you guys were able to still enjoy, well, I wouldn't say still enjoy that as if it was a normal reaction, but it was a good enough replacement, if that makes sense. So yeah. But I really liked how this episode quickly subsided any kind of suspicions for Carol, because of course he was still new to the scene, and even though Dan vouched for him, it was still really great to subside any kind of worries. And not just that, though, but give Ella that bit of closure, especially during the latter part of season 5. So, yeah, it was really good to have Carol's, anything regarding Carol. The only thing that was, I guess, revealing for him was the fact that he was he was recovering from his addiction to alcohol, and and I really do like the combination of Ella and Carol, because of the fact that they do suit each other so well. You'd think that with Pete, but obviously the secret about him was he was a serial killer. But given the fact that I guess the rest of the season, or at least where I'm at, we haven't had too much emphasis on Carol's character, this kind of subsided any kind of worries, and gave you a nice insight into Carol's character, because as like he said, he just wants someone to be happy with. And as I said, I could kind of relate in a sense, because of the fact that I've been in that position where I just want someone to be happy with, someone who, can accept me for me, etc. And it really gave me that, I think that first sign of comfort that there's nothing with Carol. I had no suspicions whatsoever that there was something nefarious for Carol. It was more so thinking Ella's just worried, and it's a natural reaction to have that worry coming into another relationship, especially since it's been like a couple of months since the whole Pete situation, I think it was, because I do remember about the fact that this is still going to be fresh on Ella's mind, because it's only been a certain amount of months since Pete, so obviously Ella's still going to worry big time. It was more so about worried for Ella and how things were going to go, because she's just worried that deja vu is going to hit her again, and that there's going to be something nefarious with Carol, and she can never be happy. But that was my main focus. I wouldn't have suspected anything with Carol, to be fair. It was really, really nice, and I really did like the idea that Lucifer was trying to help him, obviously, in his part to becoming God. And there was a bit with Chloe and Lucifer where Lucifer was expressing his frustrations about feeling good about helping Carol because of the fact that he didn't like him, but he felt good about the fact that Ella and Carol got together. But obviously, that's part of, I guess, the gig with him becoming God. Not just that, though, but I think there's a bit of that, there is a bit of that substance that, with that sibling dynamic, I guess, with Ella and Lucifer, he's more so looking out for Ella and happy for her sake, rather than just helping out for Carol, because he could never, it would pain him just to see Ella hurt, so he's gonna go above and beyond for Ella's sake, really. So I really loved the focus. It wasn't the episode of the season or whatever, or close to it, but it was really nice to have that focus on Ella, and for her to kind of be in a better place of of sorts in terms of a relationship, because like I said, the latter part of season 5 was her dealing with the fallout of Pete, and she was even making I guess dark humor in season 5 about how she's always attracted to the bad boys, and that's a telling sign that so it is really great to have Ella be happy, but also for Carol to be happy as well, because he even said that Ella brings out the best version of himself, and it's really nice to see. So so I really, really like that, as well as, of course, them investigating the case of the week, especially when there was that situation with Niles, who I did, suspect very early on that something's off with him, and it was revealed that Niles, confronted Fred. And the rest is history. Well, Fred, sadly, was. But that was based on the fact that he said that Brian cheated on him and whatnot. And I was just wondering, if that, I don't know if they had any clarity on the whole, I guess, triangle of sorts, because Niles said Brian cheated, but I was more so thinking, is this in relation to Ella? Because, of course, Ella suspected that there was something up with Carol. But that was just her anxiety playing up, and I was wondering if Niles more so feared that Brian cheated, rather than having any kind of proof of sorts, because Niles did say, "No, I know that Brian cheated on me." Because usually when it comes to I guess the main story and the crime of the week, they do have that kind of connectivity. So that's why I was thinking maybe Niles is maybe Niles thinks that Brian cheated, but Brian didn't cheat. Because even Lucifer said even Lucifer disagreed with Niles' statements. So that's what I was thinking at the times. But it was really nice to have that duet from Brian and Lucifer as well. I did love Carol's reaction to Lucifer as well. Every now and again, from the interrogation room to the singing piece with Brian and Lucifer. Because he was just so done. And it's sad, though, because I feel like, obviously, that Carol is kind of a replacement of sorts for Dan, for Lucifer to kind of torment. And I just love the idea that Carol is a bit more impatient with Lucifer. But it was really great to have that duet. Like I said, another excuse for Lucifer and for Tom Ellis to sing, basically. So it was really good to have a focus on Ella and Carol. It's great they got this out the way. Like I said, Carol doesn't really feature too heavily for where I'm currently at in this season. So but not just that though, but it kind of subsides any kind of suspicions, because he was a very big part in episode 1. And obviously we had a focus on him in this episode. So but I would like to see more of Carol. Not just that though, but we had a bit of Maze and Chloe, and I was really, really suspicious regarding Chloe. I can't remember what I said in regards to the whole Chloe situation, but I did think something was very, very off, especially with Maze saying, are you okay? But not just that though, but how Chloe was willing to just tear her house apart. That is very off-brand, in my opinion, and obviously we kind of have with where I'm at, we do know why Chloe's been acting off. At this point, I was still racking my brains about what's up with Chloe, because this is not very Chloe-like. With how she's willing to just spar it out with Maze and tear her house apart. It's and even Maze was very concerned with her, so she said she read the room. So I really, really thought that Chloe, not just that though, but Chloe was willing to, like, she broke the lock, of course, when they were investigating about Carol, when Ella and Chloe were investigating about Carol. So yeah, she was portraying some very, very well, as we know, adrenaline-fueled antics, I guess, and there was some very, very uncharacteristic traits regarding Chloe. So yeah, that was a very, very interesting piece, and obviously we'll find out. I think it's episode 4 that we kind of have it. We kind of deduce what's been up with Chloe in a very, very sad circumstance. So yeah. But yeah, I was putting my theory brains on regarding the end of days as well, when Chloe did make a mention about a toad falling on Ella's, well, a toad did fall on Ella's car, but obviously when Amenadel went to utilize that callback to episode 1 about how his ascension has been requested. Well, it was dissension at the time to hell, but there was that nice callback, and Chloe just dismissed him. It's like, it's not like frogs are falling from the sky or whatever. It'll be fine. And then, of course, a toad did land on Ella's car, and I was thinking, is things starting to fall apart because of Lucifer's, like, how Lucifer's putting off being God? It seems like there has to be some kind of consequence to Lucifer putting off being God. So yeah, and things are just going to escalate, surely. So yeah, and I guess you could say things did, so yeah. But also we had a bit of Rory as well, who, as I said, I didn't know her name at the time. I think it was only episode 5 when she was first name dropped. But yeah, obviously we had a teaser of her in the ending of the first episode, and then we got to see her in her full glory. Now, I did recognize her to be Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool. I was like, oh, she played her in Deadpool. But also, I don't know what the other piece was, but she did make a mention about how Lucifer's not the only one to make deals. I think the other piece was about her lust for, like, I guess, revenge against Lucifer, who obviously is on his way to become God. So I was starting to put the pieces together, like, if she was Lucifer's daughter or something, because, because of the fact that she made that kind of wording, which is similar to Lucifer, and if Lucifer is, of course, to become God, then her looking for revenge against Lucifer isn't exactly dissimilar to the rebellion that Lucifer made against God. So, it would, like I said, Deja Vu Avenue, not just for Ella in her mindset, but it would be for Rory as well. So, yeah, I did find her inclusion in this episode very, very interesting, especially when she went to confront Michael, who we found out was in hell. That was very, very interesting to find out what did happen to him, because I was really curious about what happened to him, I think, after episode 1. Of season 6. But yeah, she went to confront Dan, and my heart sank because, Dan did make a mention about how he had that guilt in being manipulated and, betraying Lucifer of sorts. And then Rory went to approach him, and, I was like, please, Dan, do not go down this avenue again. And I was hoping that Dan would be a bit more, wiser, because, like I said, deja vu all over again. It was a very, very, it was, like I said, it was a good episode. I wouldn't say it was obviously the best episode out there, but it was great to have that development for not just Carol, but also Ella especially. Much needed. I'd say full circle of sorts for Ella, because obviously she's been feeling that pain, but now she can find that comfort. So yeah, but it was a very, very good episode to focus on that development for Ella and Carol. And not just that, though, but get our first, I guess, proper glimpse at Rory and Worry from there. So, yeah, but it was a pretty sweet episode from recollection, and revisiting this episode, well, bits and pieces of this episode. It still holds that same sentiment, that it was good focus on Ella and Carol, and giving that push for Ella and her being in a better place, because these past couple of seasons have been pretty harsh for her. So this can give her that catharsis, really, that she can smile, really. So yeah, but like I said, I hope you guys do not mind what transpired with this with this video. Like I said, huge apologies for the circumstance that did come up with the audio, or the lack of audio, for my video. So yeah, but there's no more instances like this for everything else that I've recorded. So yeah, hopefully this has been a good enough compromise in terms of I guess a replacement for episode 2, because I didn't want to jump from episode 1 to episode 3 and just leave out episode 2. Not just that, though, but I didn't want to have that raw footage go unused and whatnot. So I wanted to incorporate that into a video and try to have try to make the best of a bad situation of sorts. So yeah, but that was it. So I will see you guys for episode 3 of season 6, where it will be business as usual. So yes, but yes, you can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Pizza channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!